In 2007, Jordin Sparks stepped onto the stage of American Idol with no notion of how significantly the experience would go on to influence her life's trajectory. She found herself in the midst of the most intense limelight that a young artist could ever dream of when she was just 17 years old, with a fresh-faced appearance and a life full of possibilities ahead of her. As she considers her experiences during the time she is in the process of releasing her podcast, which is called What's Your Spark, it has become evident beyond a shadow of a doubt that Idol was more than just a competition for her. This was the case approximately 2 decades ago. It turned into a family unit that will last a lifetime. Even at the age of 35, when Sparks speaks about her Idol phase, she exhibits a mixture of skepticism and fondness. Her Idol journey, she frequently says, is an adult now, having passed the age she was when she first went for an audition. It is a strange and unreal sensation to realize that her ascent to celebrity status, which feels as though it occurred only yesterday, but also feels as though it occurred in an other lifetime, has progressed at the same pace as she has. She confesses that the dualism characterizes a significant portion of her experiences. Although they have also matured into something that is imbued with a sense of nostalgia and something that is profoundly treasured, the memories continue to be strikingly clear, brimming with adrenaline and anxiety, as well as the excitement of making a new discovery. Fans have consistently considered Season 6 of American Idol to be one of the most musically potent seasons in the franchise's history. At the very center of the action was Sparks, who was the youngest person to ever be declared the winner of the show. However, what many people are unaware of is that in the background, a different kind of legacy was coming into existence. One that was based on connection, camaraderie, and mutual understanding. The legacy is something that Sparks continues to cultivate, very literally, by maintaining a group chat that contains all of the top 10 candidates from her season. The fact that these castmates of a reality program have managed to retain this sort of relationship almost 20 years after the show was filmed is not something that happens very often. Seasons come and go, contestants advance, occupations change, and life leads individuals in a variety of different directions. However, even after the cameras stopped rolling and the lights were turned off, Sparks and her fellow singers from Season 6 have continued to maintain their connection. It is shown that their group chat is still in operation. They exchange information regarding the birthdays of their children, the announcement of new careers, and any changes that have occurred in their lives. They take the time to acknowledge significant accomplishments, offer encouragement and support for each other's initiatives, and occasionally just check in on one another. It is far removed from a dormant thread that is buried deep within their phones. Rather, it is vibrant, warm, and imbued with significance. A heartwarming illustration was posted by Sparks not long ago. The entire group gathered together to show their support for Melinda Doolittle, who came in 3rd place during their season when she celebrated her 48th birthday on October 6. It was not a planned action, nor was it done in response to something else. It happened without him having to think about it. A reflection of relationships that were established under a level of stress that is unique to the two of them. According to Sparks, the togetherness she has maintained is something she has cherished throughout her entire life. She was naturally drawn to her other contenders because she was the youngest among them. They became the grounding force and the support system for her. It was a thrilling experience to perform on live television week after week, to have millions of people looking on you to meet their expectations, and to be in the position of confronting judges who had their own careers hanging in the balance. Nevertheless, it was also an isolated experience, one that can only be truly understood by those who have gone through it. Only the individuals who have personally experienced what it's like to get swept up in that whirlwind can truly comprehend what takes place. It is a language that does not require words to be uttered. It is a type of connection with former classmates that immediately brings individuals together, according to Sparks. The moment that former Idol contestants encounter one another, they recognize each other without delay. There is a look, a nod, and a mutual comprehension of the remarkable happiness and tremendous stress that has formed them. However, Season 6 was unlike any other. The intimacy that they shared was not only situational, but it was also emotional and familial in nature, as stated by Sparks. She frequently contemplates the ways in which their relationships contributed to her ability to manage the overwhelming nature of the experience. She believes that she would have lost her balance if they had not been there. Throughout the most significant months of her life, they supplied her with laughter, stories to exchange, shoulders to lean on, and a sense of stability. And it is still going strong, even after all these years. Nearly 2 decades have passed. The fact that so much has transpired in the years that have elapsed since then is what makes the fact that their friendship has persisted even more astonishing. Sparks has assumed the role of a mother to her son DJ, who is 7 years old and is the child that she and her husband, Dana Isaiah, share. Many of the other people who are competing against her are also growing children, releasing new music, moving into new artistic realms, or evolving into totally new careers. However, they have retained their shared origin narrative with them. It is evident that Idol continues to be woven into Sparks' character as she stands at yet another beginning. The premiere of her podcast, What's Your Spark?, which is scheduled to take place on October 12. However, this is not the manner in which one might anticipate. It is not the victory, not the publicity, not even the accolades that bring me joy. The individuals are to blame. According to her explanation, the concept that her podcast is based on is that of curiosity. Curiosity about the world, about ourselves, and about other people. Her intention is to encourage her audience to examine viewpoints that diverge from their own by moving past the limits of resemblance. The world, as she sees it, is too abundant, too diverse, and has too much beauty and potential to be contained inside the confines of familiar surroundings. It is her aim that the podcast would inspire people to be more open and connected with one another, as well as to develop a greater understanding for the tales that people carry. That mission is reminiscent of the spirit of her idolized friendships. At first glance, it would appear that Season 6 featured vocalists that hailed from a diverse range of origins, musical styles, and personal histories. However, they learned to rely on one another for support after being thrust into the demanding environment of the program. Sparks realized from a young age that making connections enhances one's experiences. Curiosity about other people helps to establish connections. Vulnerability, which encompasses a range of emotions and experiences, such as being frightened, thrilled, disoriented, and discovered, gives rise to connections that last a lifetime. According to what she says, it was this particular kind of curiosity that helped her develop not only as a person, but also as an artist, and she now desires to move that further. The narrative of Sparks is a monument to longevity in many ways. It is evidence of their talent, their grace, and their relationships. A huge number of participants come and go on American Idol. That being said, there are not many seasons that are as memorable as Season 6, both for the participants and the audience members. Although it generated stars, it also developed something that lasted even longer: community. It is a common occurrence for Sparks to ruminate on the point in time when she became aware that the show will be an indelible part of her life. Not due to her victory, not due to the fact that she became a musician whose songs are among the most popular, but due to the fact that the experience helped her mold her ideas of what it means to belong, what her mission is, and who she is as a person. She is aware that her experiences up until this point, including the fact that she is now of age to cast a ballot, have had a role in shaping the person she is today. Her thankfulness is apparent, without a doubt. Since 2007, the globe has seen a significant transformation. Music consumption is not the same in this case. However, fame is a different matter. The landscape of the entertainment industry has undergone a transformation that is unprecedented in its magnitude. Despite successfully navigating through those changes, Sparks continues to maintain the ties that have provided her with a sense of stability since she was younger. The ability of a reality competition to be culturally relevant for many years is uncommon. Idol was cancelled by the Fox network in 2016. However, it was later brought back to life by ABC in 2018. Sparks is of the opinion that despite the fact that its format has changed, its essence has remained unchanged. She is amazed that the show continues to be successful, giving rise to new generations of vocalists who possess the same spark of hope that she once held. Idol is regarded by her as more than just a stepping stone. It is a genealogy, a spreading tree of interconnected artists who have all experienced the same thing. Despite the fact that they do not all maintain contact with one another in the same manner as her group, the fact that they have a past in common nonetheless connects them to each other. As Sparks continues to grow her artistic footprint, which includes podcasting, music, and storytelling, she finds solace in reflecting on the past, with appreciation, not with regret or longing. The road that she has traveled has been both expansive and serpentine in nature. There have been moments of happiness, sadness, rediscovery, and reinvention. Her Idol team has maintained a silent presence throughout the entire ordeal, serving as a reminder of her origins and the amount of progress she has made. Ultimately, the narrative of Jordin Sparks' group conversation is far more significant than simply being an entertaining glimpse into what goes on behind the scenes. It is a manifestation of something that is more profound, the capacity of shared experiences to persist throughout time. It is able to capture the essence of the significance that American Idol held for her. It was not merely a title or a trophy, but rather a family that was constructed in what is arguably one of the most strange, high-pressure conditions that one could ever imagine. With almost 2 decades in the rearview mirror, Jordin Sparks remains as brilliant as ever. However, she excels not only as a vocalist, a victor, or a figure in the public eye. She also excels as a person who appreciates the importance of maintaining a connection to her origins. Although, according to what she says, her trip may now be an adult, its heartbeat nevertheless retains a youthful quality. It resonates with every single message that is shared in that group chat that is in the top 10. It resonates with every significant event that they commemorate as a couple. It is the driving force for her dedication to the community and curiosity, as well as her recently launched podcast. The 6th season of American Idol was won by Jordin Sparks. However, what she won was considerably more significant than only winning. Over the course of time, she has acquired a family whose brilliance has not faded, a collection of relationships that continue to flourish, and a story that is still being written, one shared message at a time.